Good evening, guys. I just wanted to share a word about how God is speaking in this season, and that, there's signs everywhere that God is placing in our path. And we just need to follow the signs and to follow His word, to follow His direction. Today I was having a conversation with one of my friends, Kim, and we were talking about life plans, and we dived deep into a topic about changes, and decisions, and we talked about the changes that are taking place in the world, and not just changes taking place, but they're taking place at a very fast pace. And, just a lot's going on. And we were talking about seeking God for direction in every decision that we make in this ever-changing world. And, we talked about seeking God literally in everything that pertains to all our plans. And basically, not just making decisions out of our own thoughts, let's put it that way. And after, we finished having that conversation, I went away. And, as I was reflecting this evening, I was drawn to the Bible in the book of Proverbs, chapter 19, verse 21. And in the book of Proverbs, chapter 19, verse 21, it says, "Many are the plans in a person's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails." Other versions say, "Many are the plans in a man's heart, but it is the Lord's will that prevails." And, I sat down and I was really reflecting and just meditating on this word. I love this passage because, many of us have plans, but whilst we may have these plans, God is also speaking in this season and leading us so that we are found where He needs us to be, so that we are found in purpose, on purpose, intentionally walking within His will, in purpose and on purpose. I hope you just caught that. So in this season, many of us have plans, and it is okay to have those plans. But what will prevail is the Lord's purpose. So in this season, whilst we may all have all these plans that, as humans or human nature, what we need to remember is that we need to be found where God needs us to be, regardless of what our human desires might be. But we need to be found where God needs us to be, and the signs are there. They're everywhere. God is speaking, He's leading, He's using His, people to speak to others. Even sometimes when you pick up your Bible and read, He's speaking. That time you spend in prayer, He's speaking. I was taken to the book of Psalm 32, verse 8, where He says, "I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go." Like God will instruct us and teach us in the way we should go, but we are supposed to seek Him so that we can follow His direction and not follow our own minds and our own directions, our own thoughts. We shouldn't let them lead us in the wrong way, in the wrong direction. So as we embark on this journey, I want to encourage each and every one of us to be sure to not lean on our own understanding. Proverbs 3 verse 6 says, let me just bring it up. It's one of my favorite verses, actually. Proverbs 3 verse 6 reads, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your paths straight." Do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and shun evil. This will bring health to your body and nourishment to your bones. I love verse 7 where it says, do not be wise in your own eyes. And this is what I'm talking about in this season as we embark on whatever journey we are taking. Be sure to not be wise in your own eyes, because in this season that we're in, if you are wise in your own eyes, if you lean into your own understanding, trust me, you will fail. It will not be a fruitful season for you. You need to be in the Word. You need to be under God's direction so that you are walking intentionally, that you're walking in purpose. Do not ignore His voice. Do not ignore the signs. Pay attention to the voice of God. Pay attention to His voice. Do not ignore it. Isaiah 30:21, which is one of my other favorite verses, it means, whether you turn to the right or to the left, your ears will hear a voice behind you saying, this is the way, walk in it. I just want to repeat that again. Isaiah 30:21 says, whether you turn to the right or to the left, your ears will hear a voice behind you saying, this is the way, walk in it. God is constantly speaking in this season. God is constantly directing us in this season. We need to open our eyes to not just look, but to perceive in the Spirit, to see where He is leading us. You know, I've been stressing about being intentional about every single decision we are making in this season. Be very intentional. Be very cautious. Be very careful that every decision you're taking and that you're making is under the direction of the Spirit of God. Make sure it is not your own mind deceiving you, because we are in an age of deception. Deception is at its height. So you need to be careful that you're not deceiving yourself, that you're not falling into the trap of deception. Make sure your ears are attentive to the Spirit of the Lord. Hearken to His voice. He's beckoning us. Listen and you will hear Him. Listen and you will hear Him. In this season, your safety is only guaranteed if you hearken to the voice of God and no one else. And let no man deceive you. Let no man deceive you in this season. Let the presence of God lead you. I love Deuteronomy 31 verse 6, because it means, do not be afraid or terrified because of them, for the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. God will never leave us. He will never forsake us. You know, He says in His word, lo and behold, I will be with you until the end of the age. He will never leave us. He will never forsake us. Therefore, do not let any man deceive you in this season. Do not be afraid. Do not walk in fear. We do not function in fear because God has not given us a spirit of fear. So we do not function in a spirit of fear. But do not be deceived. Do not be the unwise. Do not be deceived. God's presence brings strength and courage to us. I implore you in this season to be attentive to the Spirit of God. Listen to His direction and do not be swayed by every wind. His presence will bring strength and courage to you. So I repeat again, as we embark on this journey in this season, be sure to not lean on your own understanding. Be attentive to the Spirit of God and let Him lead you. And I will close again with this passage. Isaiah 30 verse 21. Whether you turn to the right or to the left, your ears will hear a voice behind you saying, This is the way. Walk in it. God bless you. Bye bye.